jingle bell rock. Jingle bells chime in jingle bell time. Snowing and blowing a bushels of fun. Now the jingle hop has begun. Jingle bell rock. Jingle bells chime in jingle bell time. Dancing and prancing in Jingle Bell Square. In the frosty air, what a bright time. It's the right time to rock the night away. Jingle bell time is a swell time to go gliding in a one-horse sleigh. Giddy up, jingle horse, pick up your feet. Jingle around the clock. Mix and a mingle in the jingle and beat. That's the Jingle Bell Rock.
Jingle bell rock. Jingle bell chime and jingle bell time. Dancing and prancing in Jingle Bell Square. In the frosty air.
What a bright time, it's the right time to rock the night away. Jingle bell time is a swell time to go gliding in a one-horse sleigh. Giddy up, jingle horse, pick up your feet. Jingle around the clock. Mix and a mingle in the jingle and beat. That's the Jingle Bell, that's the Jingle Bell, that's the Jingle Bell Rock.
They'll be singing, gonna be singing Christmas carols by the old corral, celebrating, congregating, and exchanging greetings by the old corral. There'll be lots of little children, and how big their eyes will be when they see what Santa left around the tree. They'll be merry, singing those merry Christmas carols by the old corral.
I'll hate going out in the storm, but if you
Actually, Lucy, my trouble is Christmas. I just don't understand it. Instead of feeling happy, I feel sort of let down.
I know how you feel about all this Christmas business, getting depressed and all that. It happens to me every year.
Just lava flowing, hard adrenaline, rushing through the pain and squeezing, powers running in my veins. Fight or flight, and my mind turns crazy. It's time to do or die. Fear thunders in my heart and die, and die. Energy, a heart explosion. All I need, adrenaline. Never stop to easy my mind. Find your way, adrenaline. Roller coaster of emotion. I just need adrenaline. Setting all the world on fire. Energy, adrenaline.
It's the beat of my heart, what you feel deep inside, and it means you better stay behind, my love. It's the dance of your soul that you try to release, never ending your heart emotions. Feel it, baby, feel the fire is burning deep inside me. Listen, listen, honey, listen to, darling, into you. Dance to the heartbeat. Whoa, you better take your chances right now. Dance to the heartbeat and let it go. See the power letting your body flow. Dance to the heartbeat. Whoa, you better take your chances right now. Dance to the heartbeat and let it go. See the power letting your body flow. It's the sound of your heart that you hear deep inside, and it means you better change your plans right now. It's a whisper of life that you try to believe. Never give up without defending. Feel it, baby, feel the fire is burning deep inside me. Listen, listen, honey, listen to, darling, into you. Dance to the heartbeat. Whoa, you better take your chances right now. Dance to the heartbeat and let it go. See the power letting your body flow. Dance to the heartbeat. Whoa, you better take your chances right now. Dance to the heartbeat and let it go. See the power letting your body flow. It's the beat of my heart, what you feel deep inside, and it means you better stay behind, my love. It's the dance of your soul that you try to release, never unchain your heart emotions. Feel it, baby, feel the fire is burning deep inside me. Listen, listen, honey, listen to, darling, into you. Dance to the heartbeat. Dance to the heartbeat. Dance to the heartbeat. Dance to the heartbeat.
Rubber fire screams into the night. Crash and burn is what you're gonna do. I am the master of the asphalt fight. They all said I'd best give it up. What a fool to believe their lies. Now they've fallen, I'm at the top. Are you ready now to die? I came out from the bottom and into the top. For the first time I feel alive. I can fly like an eagle, strike like a hawk. Do you think you can survive? I came out from the bottom and into the top. For the first time I feel alive. I can fly like an eagle, strike like a hawk. Do you think you can survive? The top.
What were you thinking telling me to change my game? This style wasn't going anywhere. It was kaput. Don't you see what I've done with this place? This whole thing? Don't you see that I've changed the game? No, I am the game. Before I knew where this was going, I would listen to you. Right now, I distance myself from whatever you have to say. I made this something way bigger than you are ever gonna be. I made it this far, and I'm taking it to the top.
I came out from the bottom and into the top. For the first time I feel alive. I can fly like an eagle, strike like a hawk. Do you think you can survive? I came out from the bottom and into the top. For the first time I feel alive. I can fly like an eagle, strike like a
Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the VL Inter-Wonderland Semi-Finals. Today we're showing the match between the bruh sound effect number 2 and Bob. I am Motor Joe and I'm joined by Mythic Warpick. How you doing, mate?
I'm very good. How's it going?
I could be better, I could be worse, but we are here and we're gonna see some inting, and that's always good.
That is seemingly what this tournament's all about.
Yeah, might be in the name, might not be in the name, who knows. All right, we've got two teams that won their groups, I assume. On the blue side, on the blue side, it's going to be the bruh sound effect, number 2. And the famous team, our beloved Bob, on red side. And I believe we are into champion select. Ban phase commences.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's an interesting format. Leaves quite a mixed bag in terms of, people have a little bit of varied skill. So it'll be interesting to see what people prioritize in the bans, if they just ban champions they don't like, or if they like really tight, weaker links in the team. Oh, we'll have to see.
Yeah. We might see a Twitch ban at some point.
If Bauer's playing, so Twitch is going to go. That's a non-ban.
It might be that because Bauer is subbing in, that they lost bans, maybe. I have no information on that currently. I'll keep you posted if I get any information. So what do you expect to go except that Twitch? That would be,
I mean, a lot of the people seem to be playing roughly similar things. Like in the top lane, you got quite a lot of overlap. So there's Sion and Shen in particular. Both Beeg and I can't put Kurzbrück seem to play it quite a lot.
Temporal tried teaching me last time as we casted Bob. You could probably pronounce it as Kurzuk.
Okay.
But
I'll forget. But I keep giving it a go. I'm not sure. If collecting on banning, then I want to see what they prioritize on Legolas side. They've got things like the Yuumi, the Aurelion Soul from Duma, which is obviously like Aurelion Soul's one of those champions that has a skyrocket win rate if people know how to play him. So if the Duma can wrangle him, I imagine that would be something they look to pick, just because no one knows how to play against him.
Also, last time we saw Bob play on stream, I think Duma played Aurelion Soul, and that was the road to getting Frederick ahead on this bot lane, and then carry.
Yeah, all that
band. Let's see what their third band's gonna be. It's the Echo. All right.
Yeah, something Shenzin's been playing a bit in the jungle, so I'm not surprised. It's one of those annoying champions. I'm wondering what area they're going to attack. Obviously, we've got different rank discrepancies. Most of what Barat is sort of the same kind of level. They're mostly all around that gold level, whereas Bob have a bit more variance. So I wonder if they're going to be targeting out some of the lower ranked players. And there is a Senna pickup, which is I've not been around casting while Senna's been out. How have people been doing with it?
It has been a mixed bag, I think, but the champion is still very, very strong. We see Frederick's Caitlyn here immediately with the Nautilus. Probably it's what they played in the last streamed game, if I remember that correctly, and they really, really did well on these two champions.
Yeah, it's got a nice good setup with the sort of layered CC. Senna really, really struggles when she's pinned down. Obviously, she's got her little ghost thing, which is great for everybody else, but you can always see where she is. So I imagine it's a nice pick into her.
Do you expect the Senna to go support or ADC?
No idea. No idea.
All right. We're going to see Shen. That is probably a top laner.
Yeah, that's 100%. That's on Beeg. That's not a surprise. It's the most picked. Not surprised by that one. Similarly, if we saw something like an Ornn go across to Kurzbrück, I'll get that. I wouldn't be too shocked. And with the Ashe, however, I mean, it can still be a support Ashe. Strange things have happened.
Yeah, it does get a Xayah as a lock-in, so we can probably assume the Senna to go to the support role with Bauer playing Xayah. Now let's see what the third pick from Bob is going to be.
I wonder if they just lock in their jungler here and continue to then ban out junglers. They've already taken away Elise and Echo. If they pick one up here, they can just ban the other two away. That would be a sort of smart move, but it's going to be that Aurelion Soul, which we kind of highlighted from Duma. Not really surprised, even if he is blind picking it. He seems confident enough on it.
Yeah, and it is a champ that's very difficult to play against because you so rarely meet him in solo queue or in scrims that it's a champion that can really throw you off and can produce some very early roams.
Yeah, you can get level 2 roams up. I mean, yeah, you rarely ever play against him. And when you are playing against him, he's never in lane. So now he knows how to deal with it.
Especially since Duma seems to be very experienced on him. Let's see, the Kate, the Akali is the next ban.
That one's a key. A couple of games on that one. Been a bit, what I call a bit of a mixed bag player, though, key. I can't see anything he's like consistently gone for. And that Ornn is Criswick's most played, so it does get taken away here.
Yeah, it does make
we'll
sense.
have to see what's going to happen for these junglers. Neither one's showing their jungle hand yet. You have to imagine that's probably the next pick. Give Legolas Norris sort of the final say in the top lane lockdown for Criswick.
Oh, that's the Zoe gone. So Duma really not wanting these champions that can solo kill or follow his roams very easily. Trying to narrow the pool for the mid lane down for this Aurelion Soul to really make an impact.
So the final takeaway is to see if they're covering bans. That's a Mordekaiser takeaway. So hitting at Criswick in that top lane, it would seem.
That was also what he played in that game.
Mm-hmm. And giving Big presumably a favourable matchup. He's going to have to blind pick, you think, here. Unless POV give him a free one. And that's the Vi, which that makes sense to me. It's Dreadnought's most played, comfortable champion. It's a very simple champion to execute ganks on.
Yeah, it also enables Criswick for the counter pick.
Yeah. Well, he should know who he's playing against. We're expecting that Shen up there. But the Vi, again, just gives that great utility where you just pick a target and they die. Not stellar into the Xayah, who obviously can self-peel, but if it's something that you're comfortable with and want to play, that's probably better. And that looks like it's going to be the Gragas gonna say in the jungle. I mean, it's not really around in mid anymore. And
is it gonna be locked? That would be a very interesting team comp because it would mean Gragas would very likely have to go AP to have some magic damage in the comp. A lot of physical damage though for the bruh sound effect number 2. Let's see what they pick up. Bob picks up for Criswick in the top lane to fight this Shen with. Is it going to be the scaling option here?
Yeah, the gauntlet being thrown down for a long game. We could see. I mean, it's great in the side lane. See, Shen is one of the best split pushers, but finish off. Just going to be the KO. Really going to that late game scaling for the KO. Aurelion Sol can stall out games with Caitlyn, so that's not too difficult to get them to a point where KO can't be matched by Shen. But we do see that Gragas Yasuo combo, so we're expecting sound effect too to really try and get early game snowballing. I'd expect with that sort of flash body slam into ulti from the Yasuo should be a kill, and especially onto Aurelion Sol, who has real trouble when people are on top of him.
Yeah, the Gragas Yasuo combo, a very feared one, either in the bot lane or with jungle mid. Bob banking on Shen not being strong enough early to kill the Kayle, so the Kayle can be allowed to scale. But let me tell you, don't underestimate a Shen's early game. Speaking as a Shen, Bears basically main. Don't look down on Shen's early game. If he hits you with a taunt, especially if Gragas is nearby, this can go south very quickly for the Kayle.
And as a KO player, never overestimate KO's early game. You may be able to get a level 2 kill off. Interesting that they've just swapped to TP just before the end there. I wanted to see. Yeah, the KO's going to really struggle, especially when auto attack reliant. Shen is just going to put his shield down, deny any damage, and if KO wants to come near minions, you have to imagine for at least the first 6 levels, Shen is going to exact a toll, probably on Criswick's life.
Yeah, it's definitely a pickup for team fights because it's gonna be a very tough laning phase. They're gonna have to probably bank on Dreadnoughts protecting these two immobile solo laners a little bit, and they have to bank on their bot lane, just creating enough pressure for Gragas not to be constantly ganking these solo laners.
Well, that's why I quite like the Aurelion Sol here. So the Aurelion Sol, the theory goes with Aurelion Sol, you just shove the wave. It's a little harder now. They've changed his W. You just shove that wave, get out of there. And you force basically Gragas to have to come bot lane because at any given moment there could be 3 or 4 people there. Dreadnoughts is also there. Tractor and Vi's point and click ulti onto that, and that is going to take up, you think, a lot of Gragas's time if BRB can get ahead in any kind of. I mean, hopefully, KO is then just left on her island, which is more than happy.
Yeah, definitely. So what do you expect this early game to go like? What do you expect Gragas to do like pre-level 6? Of course, with the level 6, we expect him to go mid lane for that Yasuo combo.
I'll be honest, every single game I've casted, I've tried to guess. But there can be just some very strange decisions made sometimes, especially in a sort of less, less long-form tournaments, quicker one. I expect something crazy. I fully expect we see Shen with his taunt, Gragas with the body slam going in early just to try and fish for a kill. Because why not, right?
Yeah, Kill is very vulnerable early on. Do you expect any invades to go down here with the Nautilus and the Vi? I mean, Aurelion also does really good level 1 damage when you get the invade off.
Yeah, that Q can be a big stun. I mean, 100%. I want them to invade both teams, really. Mostly because you're expecting Nautilus to invade here. So why not just go and invade yourself? Like, it's almost safer. If you're going to stand guard, you will get found. So
yeah.
Group up, go for an invade. Again, why not? What have you got to do? Start with best of 3. Rattle the chains straight away and put them on the back foot. If you can set Vi behind, delay that level 6. Shenzhen has free range gank away, I think, especially now with how jungle is and there's the priority towards the top side as well as the bot side. If you can unlock Gragas, maybe get those Rift Scuttles in, could see a lot of action. I hope so.
Yeah. Definitely. One small thing, could you put your microphone threshold a little bit up? You're cutting out at some words. Just want to make sure everyone can hear what you're saying. All right, so we will be into loading screen now. The 3 minutes are over. Let's look at these keystones.
I have had the pleasure of playing with Omnistone on TF. It's a lot of fun, I must say. So I'm hoping to see some of those. I don't know why. I want Kale to have it. I just think it.
Yeah, no Omnistone today, at least for game 1. I think it's
These requests. That's what really.
Yeah, it's a bit unexpected to see the electrocute on Soul, in my opinion.
Normally you do see the phase rush, yeah. I don't think it's particularly unheard of. Auto attack WQ is fine as a. Vi and the Hail of Blades, that one's a little weird to me.
I mean, it can produce some surprisingly large damage. Because Vi really wants these W's to punch through, the 3 auto attack proc.
That's true. I'm just not sure if the team needed the damage on the Vi. Maybe Aftershock would have been my preference. But...
could be a possibility, but she might try to duel Gragas in the early game, as Gragas has not chosen a combat keystone with a Predator. And so to exert control over the jungle, it could be very helpful to be able to win that 1v1. But we are into game. Game 1 of the VL Inter-Wonderland Semi-Final is on. Let's see if we're going to have a pause. I seem to have a visual spectator bug because I'm not seeing anyone load in yet. How about you?
No, that's the same for me and the stream, I think. Don't worry.
Alright, maybe...
The game did load in awful quick time, so I'd be surprised if everything's running smooth.
Yeah, maybe the players are still loading in. There we go. Lights on. Champions should appear any second. 5 seconds in here. Yeah, there we go. And no Hashi pause for now.
Alright, immediately pings onto that bot side bush. This is what I want to see. There's a route you can into that bush, which means even if you run through the river, they actually can't see you. As long as you loop around towards the bottom tower. So I really want to see if they make those aggressive moves. Or Senna is just going to stand there. I feel like that's at least a flash, right?
Yeah, we're going to see sound effect fan out, so no counter invade, no grouping up, but they have been spotted by this Xayah. Good walking forward on Bao there. Perfect timing.
Nice scout. Frederick the Pig had the right line, but I think Legolas sort of just tipped their hand by heading for that bush. And I imagine now everyone will reset. They might try and sneak a few wards into the top side, maybe if they're fishing for vision. But otherwise, this looks to be a standard start. Worth the try. As you say, they lost nothing really.
Yeah.
Going for.
Some masteries being flashed here. We're gonna see Duma on his signature early on, so I did not expect that champion to go through again, but with Brass sound effect having no bans in the first phase, it was bound to happen if Bob wanted it to, so let's see if they can make that work.
Oh yeah, come on. Oh yeah.
We're gonna see both junglers starting on their bot side, so parallel jungling for the first camps.
Yeah, I mean, I've not played too much of this new season, but I don't think as a jungler you now even need to really bother with camps. You can just go straight to your camp. You can go camp. It's a buff camp buff, can't you? And basically be free. So it'd be interesting if anyone bothers with like a full clear, or the Scraggle wants to sneak in early. Don't know, but we're seeing somehow Yasuo's getting the early push in over this early as well.
Well, seems to be pretty even in minions yet. Not much happening in the bot lane except some small trades.
And Gragas has just gone to buff. I expect to see him on that top side. Pretty much
Also,
straight away.
very aggressive trading by Key here. Look at Aurelion's HP already down to half.
Yeah, and two chokes of the corrupting pot, so his sustain is nearly all.
Yeah, already at level 2. Let's see the engaged dredge line hits the Zaya. The root also lands. This could be a very early kind of a Bower. Ignite is down, flash forward from Frederick, but the heal comes through and saves Brass sound effects ADC. Meanwhile, we see a taunt land in the top lane. Good trade for Beak, but not much more. Kill
That
down.
was still crazy. Little unfortunate from Frederick. Flash didn't get that. Missed the order. I mean, it's a difficult skill shot to hit. And the heal comes through, saving. Actually, ended up burning all summoners on BOV side with no loss.
Oh, taunt lands. Gragas is here as well. This could be a disaster for Krzik. He flashes out. The body slam hits. The Gragas Q hits, and it's first blood for Shenzhen. Duma dodging the whirlwind there, but first blood goes to the Bra sound effects jungler.
And that is courtesy of those new changes to the jungle. That was just Gragas went camp to camp, just hit 3 and went straight to and did the very fast clear camp. Top side, able to get a good impact. Also, with Beag with so much vision control on that top side now, really protecting from that counter gang. That's a really nice ward from Shenzhen as well to keep him.
Yeah, also now Krzik without the flash, and he died anyway. Used TP to get a lane. If he dies again here, this could be very bad. Ward spreading out Dreadnought.
Has Beag seen him on the ward?
Rule ends well. Good damage onto Ordery.
Nice turnaround from Legolas there. Surprised at how I managed to connect. That was a great range.
Yeah. He has been very clinical for these Dread lines. Key going aggressive. Getting hit by a few meteors. The wind wall's not gonna help there. Ignite is down from Duma, but he can't quite get the damage for the kill. The shield from Yasuo was passive.
Oh, Predator's coming in.
Here. Flash, body slam, barrel, and another kill for Shenzhen.
Excellent from Shenzhen. That was very nice. I love the idea from Key's initial engage. As soon as no flash. I mean, as soon as I saw Aurelion Sol overstepping, Key was right to go in there. Unlucky he wasn't able to get the kill, had to back away, but then with the great game from Shenzhen, perfect barrel
He takes a tower shot, but sorry for interrupting you there, but
No,
is about to die. Down to less than 100 HP there in the top lane, and he is staying. If Beak lands another taunt, this could be the death number 2 there.
Beak still has flash as well. He was very disciplined to hold on to it before. I imagine he'll try and bop it now.
And he's still pushing out this lane. Berserk very greedy. He does get the level 5, that does give him a bit of HP, so maybe he can pick up that wave, as we're not seeing Gragas anywhere close.
This was really good. It's really disciplined from Beak as he drops that ward, but the Duma is still on the roam here, and this could be a collapse. Krzik is not yet level 6, so will not be able to really help here, but Duma's coming in for the fight.
Yeah, the big dragon, but Beak with a good ward in the river bush. Not much to gain there for the Duma.
Shenzhen is on the bot side of the map. There's not really a good reason. Are they looking for a dragon? That's the only reason to be here. Yeah, it looks like they're going to go ahead and take it. That's not bad. I think they saw Aurelion still went top side. You can presume that Vi's heading that way too, so they're just going to pick this up.
also probably could assume Frederick and Legolas were recalling, so this dragon is basically free unless the collapse is big here. It could be a 4v4 if the fight breaks out. Key just checking out if anything's there. They're killing the ward, but no fights. Just the dragon pickup. It's an ocean, so we're not gonna see another ocean for the rest of the game. Second dragon is going to be a mountain, so that will also not be the soul. Let's
and that was, yeah, it was really good. That's really great macro play. They saw pressure top, Shen backed away, picked up level 6. They collapse. This could be a kill. Flash is burned. Doom's coming down.
Yeah, Shen ult is coming down. This... Oh, the Aurelion Soul is picked, but the taunt on 2 people. The Doom is already dead. Beak picks that one up, and now Shenzin's here, lands the body slam. Odory's getting away on slivers of HP, and Legolas Norris falls to Beak as well. A double kill for the Shen, and that's what you want to do with the Shen. You get the level 6, you get the ult to bot lane, and picks up 2 kills. Beautiful play. And the bruh sound effect is probably being heard in Bob's voice comms right now.
That could not have gone better. Perfect. Already Solos lined them all up with the breath ultimate that he has. Can't remember the name of it. And as they lined up, Shen appeared, taunted up 2, 3, got the Tiamat proc, gets the kill, picks up 2 kills, which is perfect for Shen, and it's going to return to lane. Still has his teleport.
Yeah, it's also dangerous here for Frederick. He's very low HP. He has no mana to speak of. Legolas is now here to protect the tower. But Shenzhen also crucially appearing once the first kill was down for Shen to protect Odory, who was on probably less than 50 HP with an ignite on him. Oh, yeah. Not landing.
Yeah, I mean, Shenzhen's done some great work so far. Dreadnought's yet to kind of make the impact. We haven't seen any sort of flash.
He is trapped between... he can jump over the wall. He's fine.
He's not trapped at all. Oh, they're chasing him back.
Yeah, they got him. Duma is gonna just fall here. CLT key picks it up with the ignite. Flash away as well from Dreadnoughts while the taunt lands in the top lane. Krzyk not really in much danger of dying at the moment though in the 1v1. Maybe now the... Oh, that's a big hit from the Grassroot, the Undying with the Shen Q.
Krzyzrik's now picked up his range from Gandalf 6 and that Vamp Scepter, so you have to expect there's probably not going to be any more kills in that lane unless he oversteps and allows Shen to taunt him. But that was a really lovely combo from Key and Shenzhen, just the perfect Gragas Yasuo barrel combo. Dreadnoughts, I expect now to finally hit level 6 and we'll be able to make an impact off the map off of this. But it's been a rough, not even 6 off of this camp. Yeah, really rough start as he tried to save him. Duma maybe overstayed, could have just kept flying away.
Close one on the taunt there. Crucially also Dreadnoughts now without his flash will not make any wall breaker flashes happen for the next like 4.5 minutes. So has to rely on that ultimate.
Yeah, and this is the key time. If Dreadnoughts wants to make an impact in the game, now is the time. He has to go. It's already a 2,000 gold. We're already starting to see like fairly decent item advantages coming in this top side and in the jungle. It's Dreadnoughts really have to go now or never with his ulti and make a significant impact on the map. But Beeg is channeling his back and almost, going to be ready with his team if he needs to respond. So could be that we see Bruh preparing for this sort of impact that we expect Dreadnoughts to have. And has now been spotted on the walls. They have all the information they need.
2 versus 1. He's not gonna escape. Body slam hits. That means last breath and another kill for Key. Easy pickings with a good ward behind the chicken pit.
Yeah, and that's not what you wanted to see. As a Vital Justice level 6, you don't want the gank to be on you. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, that's gotta feel bad. The shining light for Bob is for now that the ADC Frederick still is deathless. He's keeping up or even being slightly ahead in CS, but they have got to try to stop this snowball. As I say this, the Dreadnought hits, the Dredge line, pardon me. The ult from Nautilus went through as well, but not really a threat on Bao there. While the sound effect picks up the Rift Herald, so the snowball could really continue there with some plates being picked up with that one.
Yeah, I love seeing Rift Herald picked up early. I'm so glad that they're in
hit. Power has to ult. Frederick is very low though. He has to flash away. Can he get the autos off? He's very, very low. Who dies first? It's Bauer. Legolas Norris picks that one up with the ignite and the auto attack. Meanwhile, Dreadnought is here. They want Audrey as well. Dredgeline hits. Ace in the hole. All ults expended, but they do get 2 kills in the bot lane. One of them goes to Frederick. Great play from Bob.
Yeah, Legolas coming clutch there with both the peel and his ADC blocking on the skill shots and managing to lock down for that second kill. That's really important, and that will give them the Mountain Drake unless Shen wants to do something.
Camera is on top lane, but we want to see this Drake fight because Key and Shenzhen are contesting this, and there's some fairly low health bars on Bob's side. Our Camera's hands down. They do try to pull the dragon out of the pit. The fight could still happen. Shenzhen's there. He does not get the smite. Legros Norris misses it. Last breath combo. That's big damage. And Key picks up another 2. Or rather helps in the second one, but Krzyk just teleported to his death. He flashes out, gets hit by the... Oh boy, that's not good for Bob. They try to get this dragon, but instead they all die.
Yeah, that was... I think they're cool worth. Sound effect will cool worth on that one, as they now expect them to break this plate down. I don't think there's the eye. This should be bot turret, probably mid turret as well, with that demolished prot. That's a significant goal swing, and there's now about 4,000 in it. 5,000 in it now.
That's gotta feel bad. They did get the Mountain Drake, but they lose I think it was 4 lives even, and 2 towers in the process. Frederick didn't die again. He's just trying to carry this so hard his back is gonna break if this continues, because his team is falling apart around him.
Yeah, we see him going for the new Stormbracer, so that's still that kind of early game build with the energized effects. You want to buff sort of high sort of mid game thing. The long rectify cannon, which I expect he'll have to take as he continues to try and stay alive throughout this game.
Just clearing the ward here. Bauer now in the mid lane, so a lane swap happening here. We're seeing Yasuo already walk towards this bot side. This very fed Yasuo, 4-0 and pretty well. The Duma on the Aurelion Soul not really working out this game as it has the last game we saw on stream. He's 0-4-0, he's 25 CS down. He needs to find some way to impact this game, but at the moment it's not looking good.
Yeah,
as I say this, he's trying to roam top again, but again, he's spotted out.
Yeah, and it just looks like a little bit of a disconnect in the early game plan. Able to target top side. Oh, this should be a disengage. Oh no.
Ronnie's behind him. And that's the body slam hitting. The feathers callback will kill Frederick. Senna falls in return, but the last breath. Oh, I don't think Norris can save himself with the stopwatch here. Wastes his stopwatch while falling down. 2 deaths again, and now finally this mid lane turret that we prematurely said was gonna fall will fall for real. This is gonna be the second tower of the game for Bra sound effect. I don't think there's any defense happening here, no. The tower falls, the gold lead is 6,000 at 14 minutes. That is huge.
Yeah, it's been a tough game, a rough game, let's say, for Bob. It's early game. Shenzhen managed to get that gank off. Never able to make an impact after that because they just couldn't find the bot side. We've seen a Yasuo with 8 kills who's roamed more than Aurelion Sol and is ahead on CS. You know something's probably gone.
Yeah, and also Shenzhen part of 11 of the 12 kills of his team. He's been making things happen everywhere on the map. Got all his lanes ahead. And now this Yasuo will just continue to be a huge nuisance to Bob. I don't think they have anyone who can match him in a solo lane.
They will have Kayle eventually, but that is a long way off.
Yeah, that is quite a way down the road.
That is if it somehow gets to 6 items, you know, then maybe we'll talk. I don't see that happening if Bro sound effect actually makes an impact here. It's gonna be a gank, should be a gank.
Body slam taunt, Krzyk forced to ult. Can he get away here? They are willing to commit to this dive, but be taking a couple tower shots and then deciding, maybe I don't want this after all. Kayle survives.
They got the ulti. It's on about a minute, 150 second cooldown? Yeah, 160 seconds. So they've got a large window to do that again. They didn't blow anything. So I fully expect that to be a return predator if Shenzhen won.
Oh, duel in the bot lane. Frederick already doing quite the damage to Key here. He is keeping his team in the game. And now Legolas is trying to find something with their own bot, but they had to walk over a pink ward. Trying to set a trap here,
Trying to
maybe.
bait him, yeah. I don't think he's going to take this. There's no reason for him to step anywhere near that.
Yeah, now Vi showing mid, but still, the Nautilus is unaccounted for. They show patience here, though. Now they're going for it. Can they get him? They have no vision.
No, nothing.
Oh, he's got them with the alcove. I love seeing that. Oh, Odori meeting the Duma. That's a big, scary dragon. He might be behind, but he's still a big, scary dragon. Shenold coming down on him. The Stand United keeping his support alive, and now it's Bob who have to run away.
Ooh, misses the flash torrent just about. Dreadnought manages to get away. But we're seeing the complete discrepancy in junglers. As Shenzhen walked down to bot lane ran away. Whereas Vi had to retreat from her own gang. So, the other trade, probably going to pick up this top tower. It looks like Bob are going to try and get the Rift Herald as well, although there is a collapse coming in.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they can get this. They have to, yeah, they are disengaging. But can they get away here? Kayla is very far up that lane after taking that tower. Comments to Kazuka though for having the patience to stay in the top lane, recognizing the opportunity while the Shen was ulting down. Rift Herald will be picked up again by Bra, sound effect number 2 though. Interesting to see where they will put that one down. Probably the top lane, as that is the only outer tower still standing on Bob's side.
I think you want to break the top lane, create as big a window as possible, get that fourth drake. Oh no, they haven't got to the 3 drake.
Yeah, they're on 2.
Yeah, they're on 2. So, you know, make their way towards that fourth drake, you know, create some space. It is the easiest standing goal. The only thing is, if they feel that they need it to siege, but with a Senna Zaya, I don't think they do. They can probably actually just set up and siege a lane without the help of Rift Herald.
I mean, basically they can just go for dives whenever they want, with the Shen and the Gragas, followed up by a Yasuo Last Breath, and the damage from the Zaya feathers. It's going to be really difficult for Bob to prevent these dives from happening.
And it looks like they're just going to let the Yasuo take it as they sort of circle 1-3-1.
Herald is still in Jensen's inventory.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Herald summoned the bot lane already is fairly low on HP. This could mean they are committing to the defense. We see lots of bot plays in the bot lane, but the Rift Herald will just eat the tower.
But in the mid lane, it's just the Doomer alone against 2. He can't defend. This should be a 3-person tower down.
Yeah. That's a lot of damage on that mid lane tower, and the Demolish hasn't even procced yet. All 5 players from Bra sound effect, all 5 players from Bob. This could be the big all-out brawl, but if it breaks out, if I were a betting man, I'd put no money on Bob winning a team fight here.
No, I mean it's all gonna Bra's key ultimates. It's Shenzin's ulti into keys and how many they can get. But even if that whiffs, it's so non-committal. You just leave. You don't have to worry about it. You get your Gragas ulti back in a sort of minute and a bit, and then you just do it again. You don't have to worry if they can't.
Oh, this could be bad, Krizik. Oh, just barely dodging that body slam there. That was about a hundredth of a Teemo by which that missed.
That's the exact science of Teemos.
Yeah, the siege continues though. Bra sound effect not wasting any time. They are already pushing up this top lane. Trying to get the next inner tower, the last one missing, but for now they pull back. We see recalls for the bot lane coming through, and Shenzhen is probably not going to stay around for that one. While we do see Beeg pushing up this bot lane, the pressure is unrelenting here. 7,000 gold up.
I mean, Bob don't know, but this is their window, right? To try, that was their window to try and collapse. Key backed away, sort of leaving his team. If they'd managed to find the collapse, they'd have been fine. But I think as soon as Bra noticed that there was that risk, they backed away. That's very smart. And B just created a lot of space with that roam. They didn't know where to commit. Now that the Barons come up, and we are facing down a 7,000 gold lead for Bob, we look at the items, and things aren't looking good. There's only a Rod of Ages with 5 minutes on it for the Aurelian Soul. That Yasuo's his 2-item power spike hasn't bothered dying to get. I mean, that in itself is addictive how rough this game is looking.
Yeah, he doesn't even seem to want that 111 Yasuo power spike. That's how far ahead they are.
Doesn't need it. He doesn't even need it.
But the Baron has started at the same time. The pressure from Beeg in this bot lane paying off already. this could fall very quickly. Look at it melting with the Zaya, the Senna, and the Yasuo being here. Dreadnoughts is close by, but I don't think he can get in there in time. They don't have vision on this. They don't know how low it is. He cues him. Oh,
There's the Baron!
They make sure to kill Dreadnoughts before the Baron is low enough to smite, and that's an easy pickup then. No steal from Aurelion Sol either. Oh, that does not look good. The barrel hits. The Duma also very deep there. There was no escape once that barrel hit and the last breath comes through. If a Yasuo is standing between you and your base, you are doomed as the Aurelion Sol. And of course, as the Nautilus hit by that barrel, they're gonna barrel down this mid lane now with Baron buff on. But they aren't really committed to taking the objective. They try to fight, but only when Bob backs off, they take the inhibitor and back away. Oh, they're looking out for it with the ult, but
this could be big.
Not looking good. It's not looking good for Bob. Double kill goes to Bauer. He looked very low HP at 1 second, but then suddenly he's on half HP again, and everybody from Bob is dead. That was a desperation attempt for sure. It looked nice for a second.
There's a lot to unpack. I think the Baron, as soon as Vi lost the Baron, they needed to leave faster, and Aurelion Sol shouldn't be getting caught there. It's not the best. As you say, as soon as Gragas gets that barrel, you're done for. But credit to Bruff for just executing really well. They pulled the Shen to the side as they needed to. They hadn't even used his ulti for it. They just moved him away, created enough space to get to the Baron. They had no time there. And then as soon as the Baron was taken, just went for the objective, and they knew that they were strong enough. So real credit to them, and I expect if they close it out with anything near that finesse, I think they're going for a 4-0-1 split. That should be the game wrapped up in probably about another 5 minutes, I expect.
Yeah, I mean, it's an 11,000 gold lead at this point. Bob need more than 1.5 miracles at this point if they want to come back into this. 5 items is what they need at the moment, and I'm not even sure they can build a second one on their KL before this game is over.
No, they haven't not even close to a second one on the Aurelion Sol. They're facing 2.5 items across the board, and none of them have 2 themselves. The only real sort of saving grace is the amount of damage that Caitlyn's been able to put down. With Frederick on this, Caitlyn's been able to put out throughout this game. But that's not going to be anywhere near enough, especially when you have a Yasuo win war, a Shen to deny auto attacks, and when you see these just going to the kill.
Yeah, he's just taken so much damage here, trying to defend the minions at the same time. Mid lane is barreling in with the super minions. Duma has to go deal with that. Props to Bra Sound Effect for like executing the macro really cleanly. They know exactly what they need to do, and they're doing it.
Yeah, we're more down to deny any damage in the turret. I don't know what they need to do.
They need to find something. Frederick, nice dodge on the barrel, but now he's way too far up. Shenzhen is unstoppable. I don't think they can kill anyone. Can they get the consolation prize? They do get the consolation kill on K, but it's a shutdown. That's not enough. It's a double kill for Shenzhen. It's 3 dead already on Bob's side. All inhibitors fall. This game is all but decided.
And a really clean sort of final closeout here.
Well,
Shen
not clean from Bauer, but he knows he's still got the Shen ult behind him. He's still got the flash up. Taunt lands onto the Duma. And now the Bra Sound Effect will just call him the Boomer because he's dead.
Yeah.
And the next
excellent closeout to a game there. As soon as we saw that Shen drop the bot lane, Bra just knew exactly what they were doing for every single second of the rest of the game. Closed down, clean style, widen the numbers. Only lost 1 tower and a plate, I think, throughout the whole thing. Really well done.
Yeah, they played this very cleanly through. That was a almost 25 minute stomp, and if Bob are gonna recover from this, they need to find some way to not collapse in the early game. A shining beacon for them of hope is Frederick, who held up very well, I think, in this game, especially with how his team collapsed around him, how badly they were losing. So they need to find a way to get him ahead in this bot lane, and the other lanes to just not collapse at the same time.
I agree. We're gonna probably take a little bit of a break, but they really need to reset their mental, I think, and be 0 deaths between them. 18 combined kill participation for Shenzhen. It's going to be a rough one.
Yeah, very, very well played on the part of the brass sound effect. Yasuo went almost deathless as
Which is
well.
just rare. We never see that.
Yeah, on a Yasuo as well, right? Just in the end, dying to an all-out assault of desperation from Bob. But at that point, the game was already more than decided. Very clean game. We're gonna have to see how this bounces back. 1-0 lead now for the brass sound effect. Number 2, we're gonna have a short break, and we're gonna see you again in, I think it's 5 minutes, maybe it's 10. We'll see. Don't touch that browser. Hello! Hey, welcome back to the VL Inter-Wonderland Semi-Final, where so far only Bob entered, and we wondered.
And then it wasn't really inting. Let's praise the bra performance. I'm not sure what the sound effect is. Can you give a demo? Is that?
I don't know. I'll just say the bruh sound effect. Number 2. But yeah, we'll see. It seems Bra is not banning in the first ban phase once again. It hasn't hurt them in game 1. Let's see if Bob can capitalize on 3 less bans for their enemies this game. They have chosen the red side again, or was it the winner?
Winners pick blue. All right, I don't expect literally anything to change with the bans in the first 3. Like taking away that Twitch seems fine.
Yeah, but they have to do something about that Gragas Yasuo, no?
Man, yeah, they can break up that duo, but like they already banned away the Elise and the Echo from Shenzhen. I mean, maybe maybe they don't bother banning anything at all. Just they sort of have your jungler of choice. You're doing fine. We can't ban everything. Have whatever you want. We'll target ban somebody else. We'll definitely take away the Yasuo. So they could flex to that.
Yeah, they could pick something away, of course, as well, because it's only 1 pick as first pick for blue side, so then 2 picks for Bob. They could pick away the Yasuo or the Gragas or the Shen.
Shen. I want to see the Shen go. I want to see Shen in the first 3 picks, 100%. Either Chris will take it away from Big, or Big needs to lock it in to protect himself. And then they need a counter pick prepared. There's that Yasuo, so probably not going to be banning the junglers as we saw.
Yeah, so Keys Yasuo are not going to make a second appearance in this game too. Let's see, we have to wait like 15 more seconds before Bob's next ban is coming through. Do you think they'll ban the Elise or Echo again, or will they ban another pick that was played last game?
I mean, maybe they ban the Elise. Honestly, I don't think the Zyra or the Senna did much more than any other AD carry could have done. Like they didn't put the game on their back and carry it more than just doing consistent damage and being decent laners. They did have a risky few moments, but they did fine.
Yeah.
So I don't really know. I just want to say, because I haven't looked at it, the overlay now looks gorgeous. So good job to whoever designed that. It looks great on the stream. I haven't noticed it before.
That is true. We see the Senna first picked again.
Yeah, again. So the Elise was taken away, as you said. So presumably they're more scared of that than the Echo, which would explain why they banned it first now. It's got to be the Shen, right?
It's gotta be something else. They do pick the Pike though, so probably going away from that Nautilus in the bot lane. I think Norris played fine on it.
I think Legolas was almost the best player on the team. I gotta say, he did some great sort of work, found some decent picks, and mostly just saved the team. Only 4 people died, and they were all on the bot side. I think all of them were due to Nautilus.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what else they pair with it. They do pick the Ornn this time for Karzuk. It is his most played champion. It had to happen. They can't put him on kill again.
No. We were saying not worth putting him on the KL. It just takes too long to get going, and the team wasn't solid enough. Looks like they're just going to have that Shen. Exactly the same pick and ban so far from Bra. Okay, they've only had 2 picks. They haven't bothered with any bans, but Bra looking exactly the same at the gate. You're going to hover Ash again.
If it works, why change it, right?
Oh yeah, 100%. I would be surprised by it. It does give you a bit of dueling into the Pike, I suppose. But I'd be surprised. It's still early for a Vayne.
That is definitely true. Oh, it's a Heimerdinger. It could be a bot lane Heimerdinger. It could be a mid lane Heimerdinger as well.
Yeah. Yeah, it could be. Because I mean, all 3 of these champions can actually flex quite a lot. I mean, we could even see Shen or ADC, Shen support if we wanted.
Yeah. This could be a Senna Shen bot lane with Heimer mid, or a Senna Heimer bot lane with Shen top. They're flexing their muscles here. In the adversary position of not having bans in the first phase, flex picks are especially valuable.
Yeah. Now with Senna in that game, yeah, I think that actually is a very smart first pick. Thinking about it is, it's very safe. You know, either lane it can go. It's very effective. So, Kais again picked up here, rounding out the bot lane. So we're expecting here bot lanes and tops to have already been locked in. We're not sure. there's the Kragus. I expect the last ban will also be thrown towards Echo if they thought about it first game.
What the Aurelion Soul respect bans still. What I don't quite understand is why pick up the Pike if you're gonna pick Kai'Sa anyway. Kai'Sa has no better support than Nautilus, I think, still. And as I said, Legolas played well on that Nautilus last game, so a bit of a head scratcher for me there.
Good point. I mean, Kai'Sa's she's good and versatile, but yeah, you make a point. Maybe Legolas thought he wanted to try and make a larger impact on the game. Let's not crush on anyone too much, but the bot lane did just fine. Perhaps they still got beaten out, but only slowly and got whittled down. So maybe give them the unlocks a little bit. But Kai'Sa's not really safe enough, especially if they're facing a Heimerdinger, to be on her own. So it is a little confusing, as you say. Orianna, Aurelion Sol, both taking away from the Doomers. He's going to react to that Syndra pick.
Yeah. I mean, you're not very mobile, you have no mobile abilities, but it is fairly safe to wave clear with. You can get the wave fairly quickly and from fairly far away. Against a Zed, though, that could prove dangerous. It's not going to be a Zed, though, it is a Cassiopeia, so another scaling pick for Key.
Yeah, I like Cassio. I don't know the Cassio Syndra matchup too well. I will say that Aurelion Sol, maybe that was all Key had prepared against it was that Yasuo, and hence as soon as that's taken away, respect ban, take away the Aurelion Sol. Orianna's just a great pick, so I can see why they'd take that away as well. Syndra's a good reflex, but the fact that it's a jungler last pick again, I'm not sure is really worth the priority you're giving them. As the Lee Sin comes in, Shenzhen is looking to fight like he was last game. We'll have to see if he can execute the champion.
It's Vi again. He hovered the John for a long time, but we're gonna see Dreadnoughts try the Vi one more time. Let's see if he can have a bigger impact this time. Last game, we remember he was immediately killed upon reaching level 6. Let's see if it's somewhat different this time. It's gonna be tough against the Lee Sin, though, in the early jungle.
Yeah, I mean, if the warning is even half as good as it was last game, like Dreadnoughts couldn't step into a lane without vision on him. I think maybe he got like a gank off without it being like telegraphed by a ward. Other than that, like they had really good vision control on the side of Bruh. So I want to see that again because it was great macro play. But I'm hoping for Dreadnought's sake that he can find some more creative pathing. You can do it with the Vault Breaker, although there's a bit of a long cooldown to it. You can get over into these creative positions, but not as good as Jarvan can.
I'm not seeing a smite yet. I'm scared a bit.
Please swap. Please.
Please swap Dreadnoughts.
Don't make us remake the lobby. Why is Kurzwick on heal? What's going on? Please trade.
Boy.
Oh no.
Oh boy. Oh
I'm
no.
so confused. Oh god.
Oh boy. Oh, he changed it last second. Oh, that was. We got scared there.
Yeah.
So.
Triple TP. For sound effect too.
Yeah, Heimerdinger doesn't really need a heal in that lane. He just props up his turrets and clears the wave.
I like. I mean, they showed some promising good macro, so I want to see what they can do with these 3 TPs. It's not your traditional comp with the Cass Heimerdinger. Both are sort of long DPS champions. You don't have any real burst, but we'll find out.
Yeah, also the Lee Sin can provide a bit of burst, as well as with the Lee and the Senna, they do have some physical damage to go through, so the Ornn cannot just stack magic resist. I'm still scratching my head at that Pike pick, though. Especially like Kai'Sa when you have the Pike, or picking Pike when you want to pick up Kai'Sa. Because as you said, the Kai'Sa isn't really good laning by herself, not really safe there, and the Pike does want to roam.
And
what are your thoughts on that?
Specifically, I mean, I feel like Legolas is going to have either a fantastic game where they early kill Heimerdinger, bam, bam, bam in a row, or more realistically, Legolas is going to be bored as he sits under turret and tries to make plays with hooks, which is hard because Heimerdinger just puts a turret down and walks away. So I think he's going to have a fun time. But we'll see. Maybe he's got some mastery of this champion and can really sort of find some inroads. Key is immobile, and can't even build boots, so that is a good avenue to attack. You can always do the classic Pike base at level 4, then roam to mid as soon as you do. Just show up and ruin their day with the Syndra stun. So they have options, and I want to see them use those options because I think if they just play the standard, they will get whittled.
Yeah. Also, Syndra is the champ that they need to get ahead in the early game. I think mid lane control would be tremendously important here. They cannot let the Cassiopeia scale too hard. They do have the Kai'Sa for the late game scaling, but they need to suppress this Cassio a little bit, and they also need to get their Syndra ahead because Kai'Sa is going to take a while to take off, and these are really their only two major carries this game. As they put a tank in the top lane this time. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll see how that goes. If Krizik can put some dominance in the top lane once again after last game, the Kale pick didn't really allow him to do much.
Yeah, on do some bashing around. You know, you could take on him if you really wanted to in the old days, but I guess TP is more sensible. Still a lot of damage on this graph. I will say Bob have an ease of execution advantage here, right? It's Vi, it's what's on long range engage, catch anybody with that. Vi's going to pick him up in their life. Like they have a really easy way of making these team fights work for them. Whereas I think it's a little bit harder for Bruh, where they have to bring the enemy into them in a way to allow Cassio to really lay some damage down, and it to obviously do very much except from just throw out rock. So there is an advantage for Bob in the need to hit level 6 and then know what to do as opposed to having to also mechanically execute. But we'll have to see if there's enough mastery on Bruh's side to nullify that gap. See if the Lee Sin can get people into the team, for instance, or the Shen can make some flank plays with Tor.
Yeah, definitely. They do not have easy to execute hard engage. If the Shen finds a taunt or the Lee Sin a kick, as you say, there could be some trouble, especially for immobile champions like Syndra and Kai'Sa. Looking at
Otherwise, yeah, they've just got that grenade from Heimerdinger. So yeah, not mental season there.
Yeah, man. You're gonna need to put that threshold a little bit further down. Sorry, you keep cutting out. All right, looking at the keystones, I don't see much that is particularly surprising. We have the Hail of Blades on the Vi again, so focus on the early game once more.
Oh, I'm not a fan of that after we saw Shenzin's sort of dismantling of the early game previous time. The Hellblades, I mean, it's just a gamble again. Dreadnought stake here.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's just a matter of comfort, right? If he's never played the Vi with Aftershock and only with Hail of Blades, it would feel very, very different, especially in the early game. So maybe he just wants to avoid some issues where he doesn't exactly know how much damage he can deal or how much damage he can take. So probably a familiarity issue in this case. Yeah, as we said, not really more surprises when it comes to keystones here. The game is properly loaded now. It's still dark on the map for us, but the champs are going to be popping in any second, I guess. Unless, of course, we have a Hashi pause this game. Surprisingly, we had no pauses at all last game.
Yeah, we made it through. So what I really want to focus on is what can happen bot lane. Like, can Dreadnoughts find a way to what will otherwise be a very, very fun lane for Frederick and Legolas as they just sit getting whittled down by this Heimerdinger, by this Senna with a ridiculous range on a Q. Like, can Dreadnoughts break that deadline? They're just going to get pinned and pushed to the tower, and should then be able to ward. It's going to back to that. Otherwise, like first turret go down, immediately is pinging bots out of the map. There's going to be some action. And it looks like all 10 members are just going at each other. This is what I love to throw all the other games together.
Yeah, Bob is gonna attempt the same invade again, but this time, brass sound effect number 2 are matching people.
Looks like they're gonna wait for it. This is dangerous unless they have.
That's 5 people here.
Yes,
Let's
just
see.
Like this is the path you want to take.
Pike is here, but they know, and they get a 4-man taunt from Shen, followed up by the grenade.
Everyone's stuck in there. Everyone's stuck in the miasma.
But only 1 kill. First blood picked up, though, by Otari on this Senna. Apologies, I have to tell you again, you keep cutting out still.
It's alright. It's alright.
I don't think it's a volume issue on your microphone. I think it's just the threshold. Recognize you're speaking. Maybe you should activate push to talk or something around that matter.
But yeah, promising early game start. They just looked at the strategy from last game, said that was a nice one. Wonder if they'll do it again. And with no multi-man CC and even charging up to
Yeah, great execution from Bra. Also exactly not the start you want to see if you are rooting for Bob here, with Senna already picking up a kill, already having a long sword in the inventory here, in addition to the support item. So these long range auto attacks will hurt all the more.
Yeah. And we're going to see things reset. So last game, Jensen go red, blue, gank. And it looks like he's going to mirror that exact pathing again.
Yeah, looks like that.
And I wouldn't be surprised if he then makes his appearance against Criswick, tries to get that snowball again. As we said, Criswick last game gave him champions and the punishment was here. Itero's just having his fun with that lane, bullying him. We'll have to see B can find a lead similar to that.
Level 2. Hook misses, not much gonna happen there. Taunt lands onto Orn though. Lee Sin this time not opting for the gank immediately after blue buff. He is taking a scrump. So
this
just
is actually
trading.
exactly how it played out before. Early trade into gank.
Oh, there he comes. Shenzin's on the way. He's level 3. Beak is very low this time though. This gank could prove dangerous for the Shen. Lee Sin's double Q not doing much because he can just dash under his own tower.
Well timed from Criswick, just saw that coming, Miles. That's kind of what we did and walked away. Really well played.
That's a lot of damage from the Frederick. The heal has to come out, but he's rooted against. And he just rarely gets out there. Both summoners expended from Frederick there. Great grenade from Bauer.
Yeah, really nice. Just fished out that and found a... We saw the early pressure come through because Bauer had taken his grenade at level 1 and turret. And as soon as that level 2 came through, they turned it
Kino
around.
with the miasma. Shenzin's here. He's very low. He's ignited. He has barely any mana. The Duma does not know Lee is here though. Shield comes through with a safeguard and not much else. Duma still a bit too healthy for Shenzin to attempt to try to 1v1 this Syndra.
Yeah, and just a nice reason. Blown, which Key is going to be super happy about. He has TP. He's not looking for any kill. So the fact that Syndra's blown that, didn't get the kill, and really didn't even pressure him away from the lane is very important.
Speaking of pressure, Krzuk this time in full control of the lane at the moment. It's what you kind of need against the Shen. You cannot, as we saw last game, you cannot allow a Shen to have free control of the lane, because if the Shen is not punished for using his ult away from his own lane, then it spells really bad news. Last game we saw the kill take the tower in top lane, the only tower that took, but that was level 11. Very late game. We see Shen's in the bot lane. Yeah. Oh, Beak gets the taunt, but Krzuk is very healthy, and now Beak is very far forward. Oh, we see Shenzhen hovering around this bot lane. The top laners are continuing their noodle fight, but Beak might be caught out here very low. The Brittle proc hurting him a lot. While the bot lane is trading, we see Krzuk chasing the top lane. Beak does manage to get out on 130 HP though. Meanwhile, Dreadnought's moving mid lane.
Yeah, it looks like Trevor positioning himself for a gank. It looks like that could be a kill on Datiari.
Oh, he flashes away, but still gets stunned. Is ignited, Audrey. Can he get away? Legolas Noise also has to flash away. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, a gank happening. Everything happening at the same time. While Krzuk and Beak dueling. And this time it's Krzuk on the shorter end of the stick. Beak, can he get the procs through? No. Krzuk barely getting out. Every single lane is almost dying, but no one did die.
Yeah. Well, this is good for everyone just to back away at the right time. So we saw... That could have been it. So we saw Shen TP behind Krzuk to get the damage down. Dreadnought's managed to gank Flash. He managed to hold on to his and didn't have to blow it though. So all in all, not really much gained or traded. Key's teleported. That's about the main thing to take away from this. And is currently low. Probably have to.
Audrey and Legolas Norris both flashed in that exchange though, so both supports flashless for the time being. And Shenzhen engages the dragon. There is a pink ward in the pit though, so they are spotted doing this, and level 4 is not very high. The dragon will still deal quite the damage, though Shenzhen seems to be tanky enough for Bob not to attempt at a fight here, so the Inferno Dragon is picked up by the Bra sound effect number 2 without much contest.
Yeah, I think that's most Artillery and Bowers, just consistent pressure. Look at the health difference on them, Frederick and Legolas, just from the consistent poking and harassing. They've just been able to walk up to that and take it before they can. Now it's like from Legolas at last, which might be able to sort of make an impact in the lane, because they've just taking a beating this whole time. Maybe now he's got full health, but yes, he has no flash impact, but maybe.
Also, we see in the top lane, Beak has started to take control of that. Oh, the root lands onto Kai'Sa. Frederick getting out at very low HP. Kazik being taunted here. As I said, Beak starting to get this control here. He's stacked out a significant wave and just now breathed out. Kazik going in with very low HP. That was risky. Could have paid for that with his life if he had had his taunt up. As we say that Dreadnoughts is moving up the top lane. We're gonna see some deaths, I promise you here. Horn sounds, the Vi-Q had hit before, and then it was an easy kill onto Beak, picked up by Dreadnoughts. Nicely played by Bob.
Yeah, really good from Dreadnoughts. Finds that pick, uses the Halo Blades. You know, I was a bit skeptical, but uses the Halo Blades, gets the proc damage down. Good from Crystal with the follow. And that's what we want to see. We want to see that again immediately now that Dreadnoughts is just at level 6. So it looks like at least he's heading top lane.
Kazik is recalling, he does get away in time, but look at this bot lane tower. Playing against the Heimerdinger lane as Kai'Sa Pike is not fun. Already 2 plates down, the 3rd plate almost gone as well. They need to find some way to get this Kai'Sa some relief here.
And it's got to, it really has to come from the mid lane. I think Doom is the only one who can really create enough pressure on his lane to then come and join. Dreadnoughts is unlikely to be able to make much happen. Just based on
Duma very far. Flash ult from the Cassiopeia. The Duma flashes sideways but cannot avoid the Lee Sin. He does get the kill though onto Key with the unleashed power. Shenzhen picks up the return kill. Not too bad from Duma, but it cannot save his life. Both summoners expended as well as Key's flash. 1 for 1 in limit.
Yeah, I mean Duma's going to take that 2 for 1. You'll take that as long as you're not giving away the kill to your opponent. You're giving it. The Lee Sin took it away. She managed to sort of deny the XP advantage by killing her first. Vi's going to clear up the farm. Not lost there. Really good.
Look at this huge top wave again for Beak. It will hurt the Ornn when he taunts him. Not only the Shen damage, but the huge wave as well. Kazik really having some trouble with Beak at the moment.
Yeah, despite that passive, meaning he's able to itemate, he's actually gone.
Frederick, can he get away? Oh, almost a solo kill for Bauer. Frederick having to flash and heal, but Bauer with the flash still picking up the kill, but now he's behind enemy lines. Legolas Norris is here. He gets the stun, and Dreadnoughts is here as well. Legolas picks that up. Next marks the spot. I don't think Dreadnoughts needed to ult.
There are a few too many ultimates used there, but really not. Great from Bauer, master of the champion. But good return kill.
Shenzhen's here. He gets the ward down, he kicks him away, he gets the Q. Shenzhen takes a few tower shots, so has
he's gonna die.
Used the channel. That's a lot of tower shots onto both of them, both very low. Kazik also very low though, so he cannot follow up on the Horn. That was
Senna saved that.
Literally everyone in the top lane.
Yeah, I think Senna saved the what would have been a kill as Shen was simulating under turret whilst taking damage. Thanks to Senna managed to survive. Really close. Nice W.
Yeah, very well on surviving that one after Lee Sin had kicked him away.
He used the kick flash where you sort of cancel the animation, so there's nothing you can do to react. Really nice. Alright, a little bit of a lull. Gold is actually...
finally take a breather.
Yeah, gold is even, which was a surprise based on the form of last game. In fact, Bob with a slight advantage. Obviously, the first Drake went over to Bruh, so they have that advantage here. And with the standing gold that they've taken with the turret plates, I'm actually surprised that gold's managed to be even. So it must have come from somewhere from Bob, and they've just been doing a good job.
Well, look at the top lane CS. Kazik is over 20 ahead of you.
That's where it is.
There is your gold lead. Though we have got to say that the gold is even is a big win for Barbers. Do I think have the scaling comp against the mostly magic damage from the brass sound effect. True, they do have the Cassiopeia and the Heimerdinger, but at some point, if Orn just stacks magic resist, he will not be able to be killed in time for the Kai'Sa to not destroy the whole team. So
Yeah,
Bob hoping to scale. Meanwhile, the oceans bring life as the Air Dragon has been picked up.
It's gonna be fun. Here we go, Legolas going in.
Bot lane fight. Oh, that's a kick. No chance for Legolas to get out of that. He picks that one up. Meanwhile, the big tower is not able to save Bauer here. He'll pick up by Frederick. Though the Duma falls as well to Key. A double kill for the Snake. Cassiopeia. And that is not something you want as Bob, but 3 for 1.
Yeah, Key able to pick up a double kill on the side, chasing chasing Duma down to the will be Drake into multiple kills to the tower. And that has just changed that gold lead from even to 2,000 gold in Braz advantage. No amount of
Key's already in the top lane.
It's going to hold. Don't know if he'll get it.
Oh.
Yeah. So, okay. Strange TP. Not sure where that's has helped for it.
Yeah, maybe he thought he could catch out Krizik there, but
Forgot the outcome. That's the thing. When you play in mid lane, you don't think about the outcome.
yeah. So, as we are slowing down again for a short while, we see lane swaps coming through. Bauer walking towards the mid lane, trading with the Duma here, as we can see, and Key in the top lane, who is being ganked by Dreadnoughts as we speak. He does have a ward though, so he will be able to back away without much issue.
I do want to note on the scaling front, because as you point out, yeah, absolutely, Bob have the scaling, but it's much harder for them to get to that scaling point. I think if Brun need to, they can start the game as long as they need to get Cassiopeia the gold. They've got the Heimerdinger, Cassiopeia, except for just old way. So I think before, say, 4 items, they still have that scaling advantage. It will only be after the...
Oh, the Torn Lance, that's big on the Ornery! Dreadnoughts does not manage to pick up the kill with the Vault Breaker though, and now they both fall to Bauer, and Odery even survived this one, just barely, and now Key trading away onto Krizik. Doesn't really have a way to trade back, so it's not really a trade, it's just a steal of HP. And now they're on this mid tower after the 2 kills they picked up in the mid lane.
Odery saved by his heal of himself with the Q. That was really close to a great collapse from Duma and Dreadnoughts, and it turned into a double kill. I think both went to power. Yeah, rough turnaround. Gonna be the tower just on that slight misexecution where they couldn't DC down Odery long enough. And that will really unlock the game with that mid tower open. There's nowhere that Heimdallr now can't just go.
Yeah, now it's already almost 4,000 gold difference, and Dreadnoughts is walking into his own jungle, not knowing that Shenzin's right behind him. He does survive through the blast cone. Legolas flashing forward, but he's bitten off more than he can chew. Can he get away? He is stealthed. He will survive for now. Duma taking quite some damage from the center. He's rooted. He will have to flash away. And now Legolas has to sacrifice himself while Dreadnoughts falls as well. Shenzin picks that one up. Whoa, that was cleanly sim mechanics. Frederick the Big falls as well. Oh boy, it's all falling apart for Bob. And one more auto onto Duma will even...
Yeah, that was... I mean, it's been, what, 6 minutes since we set the goal? Well, less than that since we set the goals even. Suddenly 7,000. 2.5 carats down. It's been... Oh man, we cast the hell out of this one.
Yeah.
In a really good passion to play.
Krizik though looking to pick up a solo kill. He does have the on-horn. Brittle was procced, and that's a shutdown for Krizik. A shining beacon of light for Bob.
Excellent mechanics from Krizik. Uses the on knock forward just to completely nullify the Cassiopeia stun. That's really nice.
Yeah, the unstoppableness.
It's a kill onto Ornn for a mid tier 2 tower.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good that they're getting the kills. I'm just not sure if it's necessarily worth it. And we see Drake being definitely pinged by Bra. Looks like they're going to be setting up the Drake in about 30 seconds time. I don't have the... If the Drake counter's gone from the top of the screen, we used to have those. So I'm actually not sure how many Drakes they've got. I think it's 2.
It's been an Infernal and a Cloud Drake that's been picked up so far. Bauer being stunned by the Syndra. This could be it. The duo with the Unleashed Power gets the shutdown onto the Heimerdinger. And that is
What's he
something
doing there?
we're really hoping for. What is Bauer doing there in the enemy jungle? Right? Dragon is about to fall. This could be an avenue for Bob back into this game if they fight the Dragon now 5v4, because it does not look like Bra sound effect number 2 want to give this one up, even though Bauer is still dead. He does have the TP, he's gonna be alive in 10 seconds, so it could be
Gonna start.
Still.
It's going to be a 3v5 with the Shen TPing in. Bauer has his TP in 2 seconds. They're going to look to try and stop it.
Dragon is started, 3000 HP. Otari walking around. He's already dead. Ori's picking up, but not for free. Shenzhen cannot do much here. The Dragon was picked up. Kazik picks up Shenzhen as well, but Duma is already dead as well. Kazik now in the middle of the whole team. The pike hook from over the wall onto Ori cannot save the on there. 4 deaths on the side of Bob. They do pick up the Drake, but only get 1 kill for 3. No, for 4.
Once again, trading Drake for 4. I mean, it started off looking so promising for Bob, as they had Shenzhen in the pit doing nothing as he was killed. And then Key just came online around the back with the Conqueror, chunked through the rest of the team. Pike wasn't able to get a single reset. And now we're just going to see them Baron down this inhibitor. I think they're going to take this turret.
Yeah, that turret is gone, and they're looking to take this inhibitor as well. Very crucial in that last fight, Ulrich just solo killing Frederick the Kid Pig, basically, from the flank. They do get the inhibitor. Bauer lives, will be unleashed. That's not really one hook. Lots of cinder damage though. Horn sounds. Bauer falls to Kazik. Can they find a fight here? It does not seem like it. They will have to be content with that one. On to Bauer. Yeah, the hook not gonna be in range for more. So, resets coming through, 18.5 minutes. A 6,000 gold lead for the Bra sound effect number 2.
We're not done. We're not done.
Can you guys stop fighting?
Alright, that should be it. With that Q missing, that should be it. We should now be able to take stock.
Alright, take stock.
Or they're going to fight over blue. Take stock. Alright, so somehow we're 6,000 gold. Baron is, sorry, Rift Tower is being started. We're not even at Baron yet. Rift Tower is being started. Shen is on the bot side, completely uncontested, taking down a tier 2. If this fight goes wrong for Bob, it's pretty much game over. If they're going to get the
TP.
Rift Herald out. TP's coming through.
Yeah, Kazik has picked up 2 kills, 1 each in these last 2 team fights. He is trying to put his team on his back this game. He can actually trade with this Shen though.
I'm not sure if Shen wants this fight.
The taunt lands and that's big damage though. Kazik gets the knockup, gets the brittle, takes the auto. Now they're both very low. He does have a lot more HP in his general pool though. And now the Duma's here. Shen has to run for the hills.
No attack.
Shen as well. Oh, good flash.
He's drawing pressure. The top side tier 2 is now going to be under threat from Key and Shenzhen. It looks like there's trying to be a roam from Frederick and Dreadnoughts to counter it. But then what about the Heimding who's just in the mid lane as super minions are about to head towards your next turret? This is a really good divide and conquer.
Yeah, they're doing these 1-3-1s or these 4-1s very well. Bauer behind, right? Frederick has to flat.
He hasn't got Zonias yet. That was so brave.
How is he still alive? And they're gonna get this inner tower. Big also about to take the inner tower in the bot lane. This is just such good 4-1 play. With the mid inhibitor down, they're snowballing their gold lead even further. 6,500 gold has been surpassed. And the Baron has spawned, so that's surely going to be the next objective once they do another recall. Or maybe they just want to take these inhibitors, dividing and conquering as they are.
Yeah, and this is, I mean, this is a
big damage.
Dreadnought's down. That should
be with another kill.
All right, Beak's going to continue pushing. This could be breaking the base open here on multiple lanes. The super minions are still managed to be kept at bay with the Kaiser and the Syndra. They managed to keep them out. But Beak is still down the bot side. There's really nothing they can do. That Rift Herald doesn't seem so worth it now because I don't think they're ever going to get to drop it.
Yeah, there's the on-horn, and he gets 2 knockups crucially onto Key. But there's no damage to be found. The Cassiopeia ulti has stunned everyone up, and Frederick's already dead. The Duma's falling next. Shenzhen picks that one up, and now Kazik will die too. Double kill for Shenzhen. No kills in return for Bob. Legolas has to recall in a bush. Meanwhile, the super minions are in the base hitting the Nexus towers.
They're
Shen
gonna
has
go for
taken the
it. They're
bottom
gonna go
hit.
for it.
He's just going for the Nexus towers already, and he's already taken one almost. And he's got it, and they're barreling down here. 5 people. I gotta say though, Audrey, this game he's showing up. This time he's showing us why they keep first picking this Senna. Oh, Dreadnoughts has been grounded. The Q4 was not a good idea. The Miasma had kept them in place, and now he's dead again. The Nexus is already exposed. This looks like a sure win. This is gonna be... Oh, another Ruben de Legolas. This is gonna be, surely, this is it.
In just 22 minutes.
Taunt lands with Dumas dead again. Big on a killing spree. Frederick dead again. And this is over. A 2-0 victory for the bruh sound effect number 2, who will be facing 1 in 5 in the finals. Commiserations to Bob. They tried all they could. Krzyk played his heart out this game, but it wasn't enough.
Yeah, it was not to be. Excellent closeout from bruh. Something to definitely watch out. They took a lead and they ran with it. Very nice spot. That last team fight, bit ambitious from Krzyk to take the fight. B didn't even need to ulti in because I think it was a masterful kick away by Shenzhen and Key's ultimate just to lock down the Kaiser. No damage came through. No one was even close to dying at that first team fight. And then that final little rally at the end was rout. Really nice closeout to the game.
Yeah, it was a bit of desperation there in the end because they were 4v5 because I think it was Dreadnought who was still dead.
Yeah, he got picked out by the, I want to say the Bowers E? I can't remember. Very nice.
I mean, they had to take a fight sooner or later, but I don't know if they should have maybe waited for their jungler there.
Maybe, but props for pulling the trigger. You see a lot of people just sort of not fight, and then you're at your Nexus towers, and even if you win the fight, you're still not coming back, right? So they needed to go. Maybe the execution wasn't perfect, but good for them for pulling the trigger.
Execution amazing from Bravo there. Wonderful. Like they saw getting hit by the Arnold, and immediately with the Cassiopeia ult, and immediately killing Frederick, who did not have a fun game. This game, he was playing very well last game on the Caitlyn, but this game not able to have much impact. So with this done and the series decided, who would you think was your MVP for the series?
I don't think it's really a question. Shenzhen carried both of those games without question of a doubt. Like, excellent performance. Gragas, Lee Sin, someone to watch in the final. Definitely going to be target banned. Really good game.
Yeah, I mean, in the MVP discussion, we could say that in this game, Audrey has had some crucial moments. We could say Key played very, very well in both games, but I do think Shenzhen is a worthy MVP for this series.
Yeah, I'm not taking away from Key. Like, excellent Yasuo performance for Key. I just think Shenzhen enabling him to be that monster was so good. Otri had an excellent game too. Game 1, Barrow and Otri just did exactly what they needed to do, but as a standout performance, giving it to Shenzhen both times.
Yeah,
yes, Barrow, I mean, props for playing Heimerdinger, Barrow. Well done.
Yeah, that was he did have some very good plays. He did get the solo kill as well at some point, even though it cost him his life right after that. The solo kill was cool. I mean, in the end, every single player from Bra Sound Effect number 2 had a great series. At least one really great game, and some of them had 2 really great games. They looked very, very clean in micro and in macro. Once they had a lead, it just kept snowballing very, very quickly, especially in the second game. I think at like 16 minutes, they were even, and at 20 minutes, they were 6,000 gold ahead.
Yeah. 16 there, even 19 the game was decided, and 22 they closed it out. Really nice finish, especially when you typically see games 6 stall. That was a very good.
Yeah, so the win goes to Bra Sound Effect. The MVP goes to Shenzhen. 1 in 5 did not have to play today, as Abusement Park did not manage to show up for the series. I have personally not seen 1 in 5 play. What's your prediction for the final?
I haven't got a. I mean, I haven't seen him play either. So if I'm gonna be rooting definitely because I won't be casting, so I can be impartial. I'm gonna be rooting for for Bra here because that was just a great performance. But we'll have to see. They've got a lot of information to scout. 1 in 5 can definitely take a lot from this game. They didn't have to play today, which does go in their favor. But I imagine it will be close.
Yeah, and I am for one also really looking forward to that. It's gonna be a great series either way. We're gonna have a lot of fun. People are gonna int. We're gonna wonder why they do it. This has been the semi-final of the VL Inter-Wonderland with Motojo and Mythic Warpig. Any final words?
No, pleasure casting with you. It's been a great couple of games. Wrapped up a little too quickly, unfortunately. We didn't get to see that much league, but it's been fun.
Yeah, definitely has been fun. I have already enjoyed this tournament a lot, and the conclusion is no doubt going to be amazing as well. I hope you guys all enjoyed this. We're going to see each other next week for 1 in 5 versus the bruh sound effect number 2. For now, have a good night. See you next week for the VL Inter Wonderland final.